Hello guys, in this video let's discuss Swagger. So we will have a quick overview of Swagger, that is what it is and why we use it. Then we will create ASP.NET Core Web API project in Visual Studio and we will configure Swagger in it. Then we will run this project and we will see how Swagger helps us to describe or document our APIs. And then in our next video we will deploy this web API project in Azure App Service. And now let's discuss what Swagger is. So guys, Swagger, it is a standard to document or describe our APIs. And let's try to understand it with an example. So let's say a developer X develops an API. So obviously if developer X himself calls or consume that API, then that's fine, because that developer X, he already knows what's the endpoint, what are the operations supported by the endpoint, what are the parameter, what are the return type, etc. But what if some other developer, let's say Y, or some other service, let's say Z, wants to consume this API? So how developer Y or that service Z, they will come to know that what is the API endpoint, that is whether it's a customer API, employee API, device API, etc. What are the available operations at that customer API endpoint, whether get, put, post, delete. Then what is the expected parameter and data type, what is the return type, etc. And not only that, how that other developer Y or some other service Z, they will come to know that what are the other APIs which are supported by that API root URL. So for example, our server root URL, it can not only support this customer API, but then it may support other APIs as well, let's say employee API, device API, etc. Right? And for that we can use Swagger. So basically using Swagger we can document or we can describe our APIs. So I know guys, you still might not be getting. So let's see the demo for Swagger. So again, what we are going to do, so let's create ASP.NET Core Web API project and let's configure Swagger. So basically we will be creating an API for managing customer, and now as you can guess, there will be an operation to add customer, to get customer based on customer ID, to get all customers, etc. Okay, and now let's go to the Visual Studio. So guys, we are in Visual Studio and we are creating a new project. Let's select this ASP.NET Core Web API. Next, let's give name. So I will say Swagger API demo. Next, let's unselect this HTTPS and let's say create. So you can see our web API project is ready. Let's close this. And guys, as you know, by default this weather forecast API is available. So of course we are not going to use it. Let's create our own customer API. So I will right click on this controllers and I will say add controller, MVC controller empty, add, and here I will say customer controller, I will say add. And now let's open this weather forecast controller and let's copy this code for this class. So I will copy this and let's go to our customer controller and I will paste it over here. And so obviously we need to rename. So I will say this is our customer controller. Now we don't need this, so let's delete this. Let's copy this customer controller and let's paste it over here. Now let's first create an endpoint which will return all the customers. So here I will say it route and I will say customer slash get customers. Let's rename this method. So I will say get all customers. Let's keep it simple and let's return I enumerable of string So obviously this code also we will need to change. So we'll say return new list of string and here I will say HarshAlJain, comma Neil Donald, and let's say. Now let's create another endpoint and it will return a single customer based on customer ID. So let's copy this code and here I will say get customer slash customer ID and the name will be get customer, and obviously we need to pass this customer ID as well. And here let's again keep it simple and let's return hard coded string. So let's say return HarshAlJain, and obviously we need to change this return type as well. Let's say. So guys, we have created two get operations and now let's run our project. And guys, you can see by default of course it will go to this weather API, but now we have created customer API, so let's try to call it. So I'll say customer slash get customer and let's see if it works. So yes, it's working, and let's see other get API also works. So we'll say customer slash get customer and to this let's say /1, and yes, second API also works. Now guys, let's assume we need to find out all the endpoints which are supported by this root URL, that is localhost :5050, right? So let's actually do this. Let's copy this root URL and let's open new tab and let's paste it over here and I'll say enter. See, it says page can't be found, right? But if you use Swagger, this home page, it will provide us the information of all the APIs which are supported by this server root URL, and guys, it's really helpful. So let's actually configure Swagger now. So guys, we are back in Visual Studio and let's stop this execution. And now first let's install the required nuget package. So right click on this project, I'll say manage nuget packages. Let's go to this browse and here we need to install this, that is swashbuckle.aspnetcore. Let's select this first one. I'll say install, accept. And now let's open this program.cs file. So guys, here we need to do two steps, that is first to configure Swagger and then we need to use Swagger, right? So here before this builder.build line, I will say builder.Services.AddSwaggerGen. Okay, and now let's add Swagger in our request pipeline. So here after this map controllers, I will say app.UseSwagger and I will say app.UseSwaggerUI. So guys, obviously you don't need to buy hard disk. I will add these 3 lines of code in the description of this video. So that's it guys, that's the only thing we have to do. And now let's run our project again. Now let's first verify if we can call our customer API. So we'll say customer slash get customers. Yes, it's working, and second should also work, that is customer slash get customer /1. It's working. And now let's actually copy this root URL. Let's open it in new tab. And see guys, we get this Swagger page. And basically what it shows is there are two endpoints. One is this customer endpoint and one is this weather forecast endpoint. This customer endpoint, it supports two operations and both are get. And of course we can have post, put, delete operations as well, but just for simplicity we have kept only get operations. So let's expand this operation, that is customer slash get customers. And see guys, it says that this operation, when it returns response code 200, that is status okay, it returns the array of string. See guys, this array of string. Now obviously we can return our custom C# object as well. So obviously it will be in JSON format and it will show that particular schema as well. So for example, if our schema contains customer name, customer ID, customer address, then that schema, it will also be shown over here as well. But again, we have just kept it simple, but again you can try returning custom C# object as well, and you can observe how this Swagger page would look like. Okay, now if we go down, let's try to expand this customer slash get customer based on customer ID, and see it again provides the further information, that is it needs parameter, that is customer ID, and it is required, and the parameter type is integer. Let's go down, and what it says is when it returns status code 200, it returns the response as a string. Let's actually try this. Okay, so let's go up a bit and let's say try it out. So guys, we are trying this API, that is customer slash get customer ID. Let's try it out. Let's try to execute without providing customer ID. Of course it says customer ID is needed, so let's provide customer ID. Let's say execute. Let's go down, and guys, see this server response and response body, it shows Harshal Jain and it says status code 200. Now let's go up, and similarly let's try calling this get customer API as well. So I will say try it out, and obviously it doesn't require any parameter, so I will simply say execute. And let's go down, and see guys, this server response, it says status 200 and the response body, that is Harshal Jain, Neil Donald. So guys, as you can see, Swagger, it provides the meaningful information about the APIs. Thank you.